Good morning. Good morning. This is Elizabeth Griffin, your indie author from South Philadelphia, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please take a moment to do so, and definitely continue to share my content with others. So today I am excited to present one of the workshops that I attended yesterday at the Romance Writers of America virtual conference. The workshop is hosted by Kate Johnson. She is the founder of Zori Apps, and she's an editor. She introduced the subject and the topic of interactive and episodic fiction. Have you ever heard of that? I know I haven't. So I sat there and I listened to her and I was just perplexed and confused, and I tried to follow all the information that she was giving to me at once. And I was happy, overwhelmed, excited, thrilled to learn about these apps that are out there and are very popular among the young. And she began to explain to me and to the other viewers what episodic and interactive fiction was. So Kate stated that episodic fiction is any fiction that is given to a reader a little bit at a time. Kate also mentioned that there is a series and there is a serial type of episodic writing. So the series would be a set of books that are set in the same world, and a serial would be a storyline that has a beginning and then continues on, and the reader must start at the beginning in order to understand everything that comes after. She mentioned that Bridgerton, which is a groundbreaking show on Netflix, which was written by Julia Quinn. However, Shonda Rhimes, the great showrunner, took the books and revamped them, and she took a series of books and turned it into a serial show on Netflix. So the serial show means that you start at the beginning and you have to continue on. And from what I understand with the Bridgerton books, each book features a different set of characters, but those characters are introduced by the previous show or book. So I hope that was simple. Kate also mentioned that there are different types of episodic writing. There is the sitcom, there is framing device, and there is soap operas. And she said that these are her terms that she coined. So the sitcom would be episodic writing that follows the lives of the characters. So it's like you fall in love with the characters and whatever they're doing and their antics. So the story is character driven and not plot driven so much. Then with framing device, she used the Slumdog Millionaire movie. If you haven't seen it, you must check it out. It is storytelling at its best. I say that, and Kate Johnson also says that. And she mentioned that framing device is a story within a story. So with Slumdog Millionaire, he's participating in a game show and he's trying to win $1 million. And he's answering question after question. And he's this poor guy, this poor child from India. So how could he possibly know all these answers? Well, the story within a story is the game show, but then you have flashbacks showing how he learned what he learned. So you have two ongoing stories that interact with each other and bring clarity to the viewing of the whole movie. So that's a framing device. She also mentioned soap operas, and a lot of us are familiar with soap operas. Our parents watched them, we watched them, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, One Life to Live, The Bold and the Restless. So we know what soap operas are. So soap operas, they really don't seem to have a beginning, nor do they have an ending. They just continue on. They continue on. When one drama filled situation is ending, another one is beginning. And so Kate mentioned that these are different types of episodic writing. She mentioned that the payoff is amazing. You can make a lot of money. She mentioned apps like Episode, Dream, Choices, and of course her Zori. These apps are generating millions of dollars. They are garnering a huge reading audience, and they're just groundbreaking. So I hope that is clear. I hope you understand some of these terms and things that I'm presenting. Definitely check out Kate Johnson. I'm going to leave her information in my description box. Check her business out. Check out the different episodic apps. See if this is something that you like, something that you are interested in. And then Kate introduced me to terms that I definitely didn't have any idea existed. Gamification, or virtual currency, things like that. So with interactive fiction, the writer, you, will create a story, but the story can have multiple endings. The story can branch off and go in a direction and then come back to the main plot. And she mentioned that there are two types of interactive writing. There's one where the plot never changes throughout the storyline. And then there's one where, depending on the reader, the story can change into a different plot. So the reader has a choice of which ending the reader wants to go on, or which journey the reader wants to go on. And with this type of writing, the writer is required to make multiple endings, to have multiple options, because they're encouraging the reader to use their virtual currency to try this ending and to try that ending and to go off on this option and then to come back. So the objective is to have the reader spend their currency and to stay engaged for as long as possible. And I thought that was interesting. Also, Kate warned that you have to be careful as a writer when you sign these contracts. You need to, in my opinion, have a lawyer, entertainment lawyer, somebody that knows what's going on, because she mentioned an example where one writer had a successful episodic story, and the writer assumed that she was going to get a large payout. And what she didn't realize was that there were other writers whose work was getting more money and more attention and were more popular than hers. And so they got the largest payout. And then what was left from that pool trickled down to her. So her payout wasn't what she expected. And sometimes Kate mentions that the people that present the contracts don't fully explain the payout process, and that you as a writer need to ask specific questions. So this concludes my breakdown of interactive and episodic fiction, which was hosted by Kate Johnson, who's the founder of Zori. Check out RWA's website, which is rwa.org. Look at the different conferences or the different workshops that are available, and see if that's something that you're interested in. So as always, thank you for joining me on my platform. I love doing this. I love presenting this information. And as always, love, peace, joy, and happiness. Until next time, happy writing.